Hi everybody, I'm Coach JORGE Capestany here, and today's little video lesson is going to deal with how do you play? How do you actually play the game of tennis? And I'm going to talk to you about running plays. Kind of like a football team has a playbook. I think that singles players, and really doubles, we're going to concentrate mostly on singles today, should have a playbook, very similar to football. So here's the one thing I found with rec players really at all levels, and this includes juniors and adults. Way too many players are kind of wing it players. So wing it players are the type of players that if you stop them right before they serve and ask them, what are you going to do? They look all confused and they don't have a real good answer. They're like, what do you mean what I'm going to do? I'm going to serve. Well, where are you going to serve? Into the box. Well, then what are you going to do? Oh, I don't know. I have to wait and see what they do to react. So in other words, they're totally winging it. Think about football in the NFL where there's a huddle and there's a play being called. It's very organized. And now think about football maybe in the backyard with your family where the huddle sounds something like this. Okay, come in guys, ready? Here's the play. Go out. That's it. It's people just run like crazy and they figure it out as they go. All right, so in tennis you cannot afford to be a wing it player. So I'm going to stick with this football analogy because it's interesting. I played football as a high schooler, and two of the guys that taught me tennis both played a lot of football. As a matter of fact, my personal coach in high school played football at Michigan State, and his son, Ray Bentley, actually played 13 years in NFL. And Ron and Ray, the twins, were two of my best friends growing up, and I played tennis with them a lot. As a matter of fact, the reason I decided to go out for tennis as I was a freshman in high school is because I wanted to hang out with my buddies, Ron and Ray. So here's what I want you to think about. Between plays in football, the team organizes itself into a huddle. So the tennis analogy is this. It's really kind of what we do, except in tennis, you are in a one-man huddle. So think about it. You run a play, whatever play you just ran. Now you have your break. You got about 25 seconds break, which is oddly enough about what it is in football. But instead of a bunch of other guys in there with you, you're the only play. So really, you're the quarterback and you're the whole team. You have to call a play to run. Now, in the NFL, it's so precise and so well thought out that there's actually a guy whose job that is. Almost always it's the offensive coordinator. Many times that player or that coach is not even on the field. He's up in the box and he's calling down plays. Now, the way they call plays is not by random. For example, he doesn't have a magic hat with about 23 plays in it and he just pulls them out and says, oh, let's run this one. It's very much called, the play that's called is based on the situation at hand. So let me tell you what I mean by that. In football, if you have a situation where it's third down and 1 inch, well, almost always are going to run that because it's most likely percentage-wise you're going to get it that way. However, if it's third down and 22 yards, they're probably going to pass. Okay, so they're calling it based on the situation, the score, and I think that's what tennis players need to learn from football. When you come up to start a point, you're going to have a situation. You're either going to be up 5-0, down 3-2, whatever it could be. You'll have the score in the set, you'll have the score in the game, and I think that needs to be calculated into a play that you're going to run. So here's another thing that football can teach us. In football, every team in football is kind of known for something. Some teams are known for being kind of passing teams. Some teams are known for being running teams. And that's the way it is for us tennis players. Some tennis players are known for kind of being baseliners. Others are known for being attackers. It's okay to have your favorite way to play. As a matter of fact, you should know what that is, and you should run most of your plays that way. However, let's just take the example currently of the Denver Broncos, whose quarterback is Peyton Manning, who's breaking all kinds of records for passing yardage. So Denver is kind of known overall as a passing team. They choose to pass a lot because they're good at it. But it doesn't mean that Denver will pass every single play. And just like if you're a baseliner, doesn't mean you should baseline every single play because it has to be based on the situation. So if Denver football team finds itself in a run situation, they'll probably opt for the run. So at a minimum, players are always asking me, so how do you do this? I mean, you want me to run plays. I don't even know what plays are. So I'm going to give you just a couple quick plays that I think you can run at a minimum. So imagine that you just play a point. You go into your one-man huddle. Your one-man huddle, you're calling your play. Here's the first thing I want you to think about. It relates to the serve. So on the serve, you need to decide if you're going to serve left or right or center. So out to the forehand, out to the backhand, or into the body. That's the very first thing you can do. And if you really want to take it one notch more, you can decide if you're going to hit it hard or slow. Keeping in mind that, it's not just what you want, it's what's going to work against the other player. All right, so that's the first thing I think you do. That's the first part of the play. You decide what kind of serve you're going to serve. Now the next part of your play should just be basically how long of a point do you want to play. And I'm going to break these into 3 categories of types of points based on rally length. So I call it an attacking ball. So an attacking point. An attacking point is basically when you're going to be super aggressive, you're looking for chances to finish at all, if at all possible, between 0 and 4 shots. Okay, so you're not interested in playing a long point, you want to play it quick. The second type of play you might run is kind of a steady, what I call a steady ball or steady point. That's going to be between 5 and 9 rallies, and you're just going to try to wait the guy out. And then the third play you could actually decide to run would be an extended play or a grinder. Okay, this is going to be 10 or more rallies, and that's what you're going to try to do. So how would you decide, though? That's the question. Like, well, I don't know. I understand your ideas, but when would I run them? Well, let me just give you an example. If I'm playing you, and the score is, 4-5, and it's, so you're ahead 4-5, and I'm serving, but I'm down low 40. This is tough. I'm right up against the door. I'm going to lose the set here. But I'm also down by 3. So I would probably tend to run a quick point, trying to get something quick, because I don't think I can probably win 3 long points in a row. That's tough to do. But if the score was quite different, let's say the score is I have 5 and you have 4, and you're serving, so now it's deuce, you're really close. You're only a point or 2 away from losing the set. So maybe based on the situation, I will call a play where I keep the ball going for a while, because I want you to marinate in that pressure. I don't want to give you off the hook too quickly. Okay, so those are just some ideas on how you can run plays. I want you to think about whether you're a wing it player or not. I think football is really cool. It can kind of give you some analogies on how to run plays and do them for tennis. Now these are just the simple plays. You can get a lot deeper, but if you just think about where to serve and what type of serve, and then what kind of length of rally you want to play, that right there will put you ahead of like 99% of your opponents who probably don't have any plan whatsoever. So I hope you enjoyed this video. I'm Coach Jorge Capestany. If you're watching this anywhere else other than my blog, go ahead and check that out. It's jorgecapestany.com. And I'd love it if you would do me a favor, leave a comment below. Just let me know what you think about this video. And good luck to you on the tennis court.